Howdy howdy, this is Crafty Grinding and welcome MCOC land to today's arena cutoff video for the new Domino and Loki arenas. So there's going to be a lot of confusion this time around on which arenas to play, because not only do we have these new arenas, but we also have the Deadpool OG arenas. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I posted a video a couple hours ago about my thoughts about that arena, as well as what the potential cutoffs could be. But the thing is, this is all brand new. It's kind of like when the 5-star feature arenas first came out. The community really wasn't sure what to think here, and we had some kind of out of the ordinary numbers, and it took a couple weeks for things to kind of normalize. And I think we're going to see the same thing here. But the funny part is, we're not really going to have more than a month, right, with this Deadpool arenas coming around. So anyway, it's going to be a crazy month when it comes to actually how these cutoffs play. So bear with me, as my predictions may not be as spot on within that 5 to 10% range as I usually target. I'm going to try, and I'm going to go with as much data as I can, but when there's no trends to really base things off of, it's kind of like throwing darts at a dartboard. And I'm not the best dartboard player, so let's see how this goes. But anyway, what I like to do to start off with is kind of figure out how these arenas compare to past arenas, and then I can run the trend analysis off, right? So when it comes to the feature arenas, ever since the 5-star feature arena was added, the feature champs are either a new champ or an old champ, and based off of which, that kind of figures out kind of where their cutoff will be. When it comes to the 4-star basic arena, there's really only been 2 types of champs after the 5-star feature arena has been added, and that's either low interest or high interest. And higher interest, it's really rare. There's only a couple champs that really kind of fit in that category, and that was like Blade and Medusa. And Loki ain't no Blade or Medusa, that's for sure. So when it comes to these, it's pretty crystal clear. Domino, yeah, she's new, and Loki, he's going to fit squarely down in that low area, kind of like probably on the lower end of low. But now that I've kind of I've put these in their categories, at least what I think they'll be, let's take a look at some past arena results for similar arenas. Starting first with the 4-star basic arena for low interest champs. And there's some decent champs in the low interest, like Ancient Venom, Nightcrawler. They still have some utility in the game. They still went for pretty low numbers. Abomination and Falcon numbers, to be clear. I think Loki's going to be right around in that mix. Probably not in that Agent Venom or Nightcrawler mix. Probably closer to Falcon or Abomination. Probably Falcon, because there is still a little utility with Loki, especially when you think about the Thor Ragnarok and Hela synergies. So it's probably going to be right around that Falcon. Maybe just a little bit of tick above, but somewhere around there. And then when we go to the feature arenas for Domino, 3-star feature, not a lot of drama here. And this arena is probably not going to be too heavily impacted. When you think about the players that come into this arena, they're not going to be able to go over to that Deadpool OG arena anyway. So we should pretty much accept these numbers to kind of be the way that they have been here for the last couple months, ever since the 5-star feature arena should run. So no drama here. If you want to go after Domino, you know what number you need to get to, right around that 1.1 number. When it comes to that 4-star feature, though, I think this is where we're going to get into a potential impact by the Deadpool OG arena. You've seen with the trends, I've been kind of getting around that 14 million, 3.5 to 14 million, and there's been a lot of good buzz about Domino, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out. If there's a place where it can be impacted, though, it's likely going to be here. 5-star feature, while there could also be an impact here, this is probably going to be less of an impact. The whales are going to whale out here as always. Domino looks like to be a decent champ. They only give 150 of them out or whatever, so people are going to be pushing up those numbers to that kind of zone anyway. You can see when a good champ like Iron Man came around, 55 million, and then was like 60 million in the second round. So there's no reason to think it's not going to be pushing up to that zone again. But, you know, like looking at these trends alone, I don't just like to do that in isolation. I love to get the input of the community. I've always gone out to take a look at it, go into YouTube, hear to other content creators, listen to live streams, etc. And as you know, if you follow my channel, I also try to get the input from you, the viewers. I set up some polls to get your input on what do you think these cutoffs will be. And here are the results. So let's start off first with the 4-star feature arena for Domino. Thank you very much for all the people that took the time to vote, and even a special thank you for those who took the time to comment on those polls. Here are the results. 319 of you voted. Thank you. Thanks again for sure. And the majority here, over 50%, 53 to be exact, thought that Domino will still push over 15 million. Muhammad said it best. For the lower group, the 12 to 13 million, he feels like the Deadpool arena is going to pull that away. And like I was talking earlier, that can definitely be the case. And I think this one, again, will probably be the one that gets impacted. Then Ja, he gave it kind of that in the between kind of input, 14 to 15. With an added arena, I think this is where it falls. I see a lot of people going for Deadpool, and I kind of I agree with Ja here. There's going to be some impact. How much of it impacts the question. And lastly, hearing from the 15 million plus crew, Frank comes back. This seems to be the new bar for the new 4-star features, and I completely agree with Frank on this one. But this is not the normal kind of 4-star feature arena. Again, we haven't seen this since the 5-star feature arena. Another new arena when we've got a Deadpool. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. And as you know me, I always like to get a couple arenas under the belt before that we actually have a trend to base things off of. So bear with me again for a couple weeks as we start kind of seeing with all these arenas how things play out. Now jumping over to the 5-star feature arena, kind of the same theory, same concept coming through, same theme, if you will, in terms of the feedback. Again, thank you very much for the people who took the time to vote. 418 of you voted. Again, thank you. And again, the high end of the bar was where people thought it would land, over 50%, just over 50% at 51, thought it would still push 55. Judos here says, after seeing her as the boss in one of the assassin assignments and in the uncollected mode, he realizes how insane she is both offensively and defensively, and I think other people are going to realize that too. Plus, she's a huge counter to Blade and even Starkey if she's awakened. So AKA Judas and a lot of people actually I'm hearing across the community think she's going to be at least a tier 2, maybe even a tier 1 type champ. Dennis, though, on the other side, gives the other perspective. Too many arenas to find and to choose who to grind for wisely. And again, I think, Dennis, that's a very true point. But again, I think that's going to apply more to the 4-star feature versus the 5-star feature, since there's just so few champs to begin with, and whales are going to whale, right? Whales are going to be whaling out, and they're probably choosing which place to whale out first. And that's the part that kind of makes this hard, right? Are they going to watch and see where Domino plays out, or watch and see Deadpool? And I think it's going to be watch and see Deadpool, because there's more Deadpool OG arenas to kind of wait and see how things play out. Domino, you only got 2 shots at her, this round and next round kind of thing. So I think this is where the whalers are going to whale and keep those high numbers up. But that 4-star feature, though, they're going to stay out of that, and that's where it's going to get interesting, and it might kind of split the vote, if you will. Gas Mask Dude kind of goes along with what I was just saying there. While Domino looks like a really good champ with all the crazy RNG, lucky and unlucky states, and the interesting but not game-breaking synergies, her real use lies in the potential Blade killer on Alliance War defense. The fact that Seaton called her a possible god tier, and that the whales could be saving their fingers and units for that gold put, could sway this either way. So just like Gas Mask Dude was saying there, it's going to be really interesting to see. It's not 100% clear, but I'm kind of swaying to the whales whaling out in the Domino because she looks like a good champ. And there's going to be more Deadpool OG arenas to go after versus only 2 for Domino. And on the other side of that, when it comes to the 4-star feature Domino arena, I think that's potentially we're going to see it, because that's not where all the whales necessarily play, and the everyday players, based on the community feedback so far, is kind of a split in where they're going to go be spending their arena time this weekend. So with all this in consideration, considering the past trends, even though they don't directly apply now with this extra arena, here are my thoughts. And again, these are very, I won't call them darts on a dartboard. I feel like there's a little bit more data points to that than just, total guesstimate, but these are really rough estimates, so keep that in mind. Round 1 predictions for Domino and Loki, I think it's going to be 58 million. I don't think we're going to get to 60 million because there could be a little of that OG impact, but not major. I think we're looking at 58 million for the cutoff for the 5-star Domino, with 11 million for the top 10% shard tier. Jumping over to the 4-star feature, again, I don't think this is going to get to that 15 million. I think this is where we're going to see a little bit of an impact, not a major impact though, because people are going to want Domino. And again, they might be thinking, I got more OG Deadpool opportunities than Domino. I'm going here, setting that 4-star feature at 13.5 million with a top 10% at 4.1 million. Jumping over to Loki, there's a little less drama on this one. I think we're looking at 1.75 as a cutoff, and that might be a little too high. It might be closer to 1.7 million, but the 11 to 25% shard tier at 1.3 million. And lastly, here's where there's no drama. We're looking at 1.1 million for the 3-star feature Domino arena, with 11 to 25% shard tier coming in at 500,000. And again, these predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning your account has been open for over 61 days. Now, these are the predictions. What I always like to do is also kind of give a grind target to kind of deal with any unexpected, occurrences. And because this is such a wacky, first time we're really kind of seeing an extra arena on top of everything else that we have typically, I put a little extra buffer in here because we really don't know. And if you're going to be doing a lot of grinding, I always try to give a target, especially a safety grind target that'll get you, make sure you get the champ. Sure, you may end up at the end of the day going a little bit farther than that cutoff, than like, you know, a 10% or something like that. But hey, we can all use battle chips to buy arena crystals, right? So, and you get the champ, and these champs, especially Domino, really feels like a good champ to go after. Loki, not so much. But then again, I feel more confident with that number. But anyway, when it comes to my grind targets, if you really want to get her as a 5-star, you better go to 61 million. If you want to really get her as a 4-star, go to 60 million. Again, this is bigger than my normal kind of grind targets in terms of off of my cutoffs, but just because there's a lot of variability and unknowns when it comes to these arenas, I want to put in that extra buffer. Now, when it gets to the 4-star basic and 3-star, this is kind of like the normal grind, just a tad bit over my cutoffs, because these we pretty know it's going to happen, right? 1.9, 2 million Loki for sure in the bag. I'll probably go 2 million myself. Domino, 1.2 million for her 3-star. You'll be able to play around with that 3-star new trophy because, well, and then again, if you're newer to the game, she still might have a lot of uses. 3-stars are probably used more regularly with your roster. And again, these grind targets are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the beginner and intermediate brackets, a lot less data to really base this stuff off of. So these are just really, these are throwing darts at a dartboard, rough ballpark numbers to play off, based off my own personal experience back, you know, almost a year ago now, when I was taking the Crafty Grinding account through the brackets and based off of anecdotal information that the community provides me from time to time. Anyway, when it comes to the beginner's bracket, the 3-star feature around 245, 250 should bag you Domino, 4-star basic for Loki around 1 million, and the 4-star feature for Domino 1 million as well. Jumping to the intermediate bracket, if the 3-star feature, you're looking about 550,000 for the 4-star basic Loki, about 800,000, and for the 4-star feature Domino, maybe 1.5, 1.6 million should hopefully get you Domino. But as I always say, grind as far as you can because you can use battle chips for arena crystals. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the different brackets. Would love to hear any questions or your thoughts, especially if they're different from where I'm thinking these will land. Throw them on down in the comment section. We can talk there, especially if you have any questions. And other than that, hopefully you found this Arena Cutoff video helpful, useful. If so, and if you like it, would really appreciate you smashing that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.